We are here for our second episode, and you know what? An honor it is to have a pinnacle leader in our community, Linda Hanley.
Thank you.
Now, just, be prepared because she's involved in like 30 different organizations. So this is going to be like a 3-hour podcast today. So get popcorn, bottle of wine, pillow, blanket, and just get ready to relax because it's going to... Actually, I won't take that long, I promise you. But the first question, now, just to reiterate, so HCN Bank is one of the things you've been doing for a while, right? And then San Gorgonio Pass Rotary.
Right.
Boys and Girls Club. Is there any other things? I know that you sponsor like Student of the Month.
I'm on the Student of the Month board, and I'm also on the Pass CDA board.
Okay.
And I'm a recent new PEO sisterhood, so I'm
Nice.
a sister in the PEO.
And I love that you got your Rotary pin. You got
Yeah.
And we also, she got the memo, and Linda has some funky socks to wear today. And I love it. So that's the contingency now that we have on the podcast, because Robert Seibel had some funky socks. I have some funky socks. So whenever you're on this podcast, I'm sorry, but you can't come unless you have some fun socks. So I appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.
It truly is an honor. And you do so much for our community, and we felt like it was appropriate for you to be our second guest today. So with that being said, let's start way back. Where did you grow up? What were you, just kind of give a little bit of background on your family life and all that dynamic.
Well, I'm a California girl. I was born in Riverside, California, grew up in Ontario, and I graduated from Chaffey High School.
Okay.
As well as I have now, there's four generations that have graduated from Chaffey High School. We're pretty proud of that.
In your family?
My family.
And how many brothers and sisters?
I have one sister.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's involved here in Banning now. I migrated her out to Banning.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Shout out to Gail.
yes, that's
Yeah.
Gail. Yes. So I really grew up in the church. My dad was a deacon and moderator of the First Baptist Church in Ontario. So we were at the church every time it opened.
So you got voluntold a lot.
I got
in the
voluntold a lot.
ministry, too.
And so, of course, then you have your little periods of rebellion. And
Ooh, let's talk about that.
now, no, we're not going to talk about that. But I'm back in the church now again.
Nice.
So proud to be a member of Thrive Church in Banning.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
So, but I grew up singing in the choir and just doing a lot of fun stuff.
What years, you don't have to talk about the rebellion, but what years were you like, you kind of got over it or you got burnt out? Because that does happen a lot.
It was
as you grow up.
about when I turned about 18.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about
and,
right.
Yeah.
I was about the same age too. Maybe
Yeah,
I was a little senior. I
18.
think I was like 15, 16 when
No,
I was...
I was pretty straight laced until then. But then, I didn't do bad things, but
Yeah.
kid things.
Well, I mean, back then, for me at least, even listening to secular music was frowned upon. We weren't really allowed to do that. So people think rebellion is like you going out and doing the most, drugs and all this other stuff. But even secular music for me was... Harry Potter was like, you could not do anything witchcraft related. So, I mean...
We were not even allowed to go to the movies.
Yeah, see, that
Couldn't
was
dance, couldn't go to the dances. In fact, one time it was kind of funny. My sister and I kind of we went with a friend down the street and went to see Babes in Toyland. First
Which
movie
was
we got to
rated,
see.
like PG-13 or something.
And my dad just about had a fit when he found out.
You're grounded for life. That's fantastic. So you said you have one sister. How did you guys both kind of stumble into Banning at the same time?
No,
Or was it,
no.
who was first?
I was first.
Okay.
I've been in Banning. We moved out here. My career started at the American Baptist Credit Union. I worked for Credit Union for 21 years in Covina, and then I worked for Arrowhead Credit Union, worked for the United Way for a while. They moved me out to Redlands, and then we bought a house in Banning in 2003.
Okay.
And so I was making the commute. They moved me back to Rancho Cucamonga. So I was making that commute every day and
Daily. Oh, my
decided,
God.
okay, I started praying about it and just saying, Lord, I really want a job that's closer to home so I can be involved in a community. I want to do community service. And
Yeah, that's hard to be involved when you're driving that far, and working
Yeah.
out there.
so this job came up. I had 2 interviews and boom, next thing you know, 2007, I opened the branch here
Nice.
with the Bank of Hemet then.
Now, what was your title then?
Then I was Assistant Vice President and Financial Services Officer.
Okay. And what's your title now?
Vice President, Private Banking Officer.
So, and that was since 2003? That's when you came to?
No, well, I came to Banning in 2003, but I didn't actually start working in the community till 2007.
Okay.
That's
Nice.
when we opened that branch.
That's a good segue on what made you decide to join that industry, and what do you mostly enjoy about that job too?
Well, originally when I joined the credit union, it was because I was a DMV clerk for several car dealers, very much in demand, DMV and contracts. And they needed someone to do their car registering for their auto loans. So she knew me, asked me if I would want to come to work, and then I worked my way up through the credit union to loan processor and then loan officer, loan manager.
Wow.
Eventually I became a branch manager, managed a branch. And I just liked being able to serve people. And that's what I liked about Credit Union Land is people were members of the organization. And I swore I'd never work for a bank, but when I researched this bank, it's more customer orientated and our customer service. And that's the most part about my job I love, is being able to help the community, be involved in the community. They give me the free rein to join whatever committees and boards I need to join. And
Well, that shows.
they help me by supporting the community with sponsorships.
Did you get yelled a lot at the DMV, or was that? Because
I didn't work for DMV. I worked for car dealers.
Oh, that's right. I was gonna say, because if you were a DMV clerk, I heard, and I was like, oh man, that's a.
No, it was for registering all the cars at the car dealers.
Okay, cool. So you didn't have to deal with the whole. Man,
No.
that would be a tough job, because that is a.
That would
so
be tough.
frustrating when,
That's customer service to
the max.
The max,
And you have
yes.
to be so patient, like. Phew. So let's go hop into the Rotary side. Explain a little bit about what the Rotary Club does.
Rotary
first.
is an international organization. Our main focus has been on eradicating polio in the world, which we're down to, I believe it's Afghanistan and Pakistan. There's about
Wow.
6 cases in each. There's been no new cases since the middle of 2003. So now we're moving on to, we are still wanting to eradicate polio, but we're moving on to safe water and providing services for people. But in our local Rotary clubs, we serve our community with community service and grants to the
Okay.
local nonprofits.
And how long have you been involved, or when did you decide
About
to get
23, 24 years.
Okay.
Was my first Rotary club when I worked for Arrowhead Credit Union in 1998 or 99, somewhere around
How
there.
did you get? Who exposed you to it? How did you find out?
Well, it was funny. The credit union I was working for required us to be part of a community service group, some kind of a service
okay.
organization,
Yeah.
which you've got the Lions, you've got the Seroptimus, you've got all sorts of options. And I just had some friends that invited me to come to Rotary, and I liked what they were doing and just decided that was the place for me.
I love that Rotary still implements the traditional things like singing, like the hymns and stuff like that. It's really cool to go to that, and that falls right within the scope of you singing. Actually, I know a little bit already, but people may not know about you traveling. Didn't you travel like the world?
Oh, well, not
singing,
the world,
or-
but I was a member of a gospel quartet. For a while we were a quartet, and then we became a trio. We sang all over California and Arizona. Never went too far out of the area.
Yeah.
But for 10 years we did that. We ministered to local churches and groups. Christmas time was a real popular time
bet.
for us. But it was just, we always ministered and were able to witness and share our stories in between. That's where I really
Nice.
learned to speak in public, was when I was in
Ah,
we call it Spirit Sounds.
yeah.
But it
Between
was
songs, you would do like
we
a
would
testimony.
do a testimony
Yeah.
or something, or talk about the song. We did sing. We were the #1 new artist for the Western States Gospel Association one
Nice.
year. So we went to Fresno and competed up there, and a lot of fun when we go
sounds
to
like it.
different churches, local churches, like Songfellows and some of them. If we went to see one of their performances, they'd invite us up to sing.
How many were in the choir?
There were 4 of us. It's a quartet.
Oh,
And
okay.
then we became a trio.
Nice.
So, Gail was part of it, my sister,
Really?
and then she moved to Vegas, and so we had to become a trio.
Trio. Did you have a favorite hymn or a song that you really liked that kind of spoke to
Oh,
you?
I like all the gospel songs, but Just As I Am is one of my favorite
That's when we're
songs
gonna
to
cut
sing.
to her singing it and do a clip of just Linda singing. That'd be fantastic. Let's hop over to the boys
I
and
can
girls.
tell you a really funny story though
Oh,
about our
please.
gospel group. One time we were singing. No, it was the three of us. It was a trio, and we were singing. Daddy sang bass, Mama sang tenor,
Okay.
and the older lady in the group had artificial teeth, fake teeth, and so
I
when
know
she
where this is going. I know where it's going.
so when she started to sing Daddy sang bass, her
Oh
teeth
no!
fell out.
She emphasized the daddy too much.
And so there are teeth on the floor, and we just kept right on singing.
Did she keep on singing
Yes,
too?
yes.
Hey, production
Hey, we're
doesn't stop.
professionals.
Yeah, you don't stop.
But it was so funny, and
That is.
I asked afterwards, did anybody record that? That'd be great for America's Funniest Videos.
I know. Did she wait till the whole set was done?
No, somebody got them for her.
Did they put it in her mouth and just open up as you're singing and we'll slip it in real quick?
I don't remember how all that happened, but
That
it was
is
funny.
hilarious. You don't have any embarrassing stories of anything?
For me, you think
Yes.
I'm going to tell you anything
Yes,
that I
come
did?
on. All right, well, that would be the episode 2/.1 episode.
We did have one time when we were a quartet that Gail came in the wrong outfit. She tells that all the time. We always dressed
Oh,
alike.
okay.
She wore one of the
So
wrong
she
outfits.
stuck out. She's like, man, well, that is funny. Let's hop over to the Boys and Girls Club
Yes.
and give a little bit of background on the mission and the things that the Boys and Girls Club offers to the community.
The Boys and Girls Club, I've been a part of that. I've been on that board for 16 years.
Wow.
So I joined, that was the first board I joined when I came on to it was then the Bank of Hemet. I have to,
Yeah, it took a while for that transition.
it takes a while for the transition. But we provide services for kids that need us most. And it's not just a babysitting service. They have smart girls. They have all sorts of programs for kids to learn, youth management kids, to learn skills, and they help them with their homework. And we're serving over 1,300 kids now.
Wow,
In
that's amazing.
Boys and Girls Club of the San Gorgonio Pass.
Now, what was it, let's say 3 years ago?
We had about 700 kids because we
Okay.
were only serving the federal program in Banning, and now we've taken over the Beaumont school. So we have clubs in almost every school in Banning and Beaumont Unified School District, as well as one at Dunlap in Yucaipa.
Yeah.
So it's just a great program. They have camps during vacation times for the kids, so it's just really.
I witnessed it firsthand because my boys are all of my boys are in that club, and after school they'll go straight to the Boys and Girls Club, and they have games and there's activities.
Absolutely.
There was times where they would rent out what is the one truck that has like video games in it, or the whole the game truck. It was super cool, and most kids they kind of as soon as school's over, they'll want to go home and do their own thing. But no, they're like, no, Dad, don't pick me up. I'm like, cool. I don't have to pick you up till 5:45 or whatever. I'm like, that's fantastic.
Have to
I
get 'em
a
by
lot
6.
Done. Yeah. Sometimes I push the limit on that one.
But it's a great program. And recently, Shane, who is our teen center director, has gotten these kids into esports. And
nice.
so our Rotary Club actually sponsored the esports arena for the Boys and Girls Club. And it's amazing. These kids, they compete with other Boys and Girls Club and other clubs across the nation and doing really well. And it just keeps them engaged.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
What is your favorite part about serving as president for the Boys and Girls Club?
It's just being able to, well, being president is not the whole thing, but just, I love youth-orientated things. The youth are so important in our community. We need to support all of our youth. And I just totally support what the Boys and Girls Club, their mission and what they do, and got on that board and have never gotten off.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably really, you get to make such an impact because they are the future.
They are.
Right? And we do have to take care of our children because if we don't shape them and take care of them now, then that just means our world's going to get worse and worse. And so it's really cool that you get to do that and make an impact in our community. Like
When we
that,
see so many kids that don't have things, we had our one student of the year that didn't have the proper attire to wear to the competition when he went for Youth of the Year for the district.
Wow.
And we bought him, Amy and Megan went out and got him a full outfit to wear. And then he was also one of the Student of the Months. And so we got him some clothes to wear to that. And that's another program that's near and dear to my heart, is Student of the Month. And
Oh,
if
I
you've
love
never
going to
been,
those.
people out there, if you've never been, the Sizzler on the first Tuesday of the month, this week, it's this month because of New Year's, it's tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
The stories that these kids tell and what they have overcome
It's amazing.
is incredible, and it gives you really hope for the future of our youth.
Yeah, you have to go with tissues because you won't leave without teary-eyed crying because their stories are
Just
super
amazing.
They're just amazing how they overcome a lot of the obstacles that they faced. You're like, wow, it's amazing. So that
Well,
is
and
cool.
I was just grateful that when Karina decided to bring it from Altura Credit Union, that I jumped on board for the bank, and so the two of us brought this to this community,
That's
the
fantastic.
Student of the Month program. So
Well, that's cool. This is a new game that we're going to implement today because you work for the bank, right? So we're going to have a fun game where we have two different buckets, right? There's one of them that's a would you rather mystery bucket, and there's another one that's just like off the wall questions. But today, I'm making it interesting for you today because we have 10 $100 bills and then 10 $50 bills, right? So and you're going to choose. So if we want to give Linda the bucket, you'll choose. You can't look out of the $50 and the $100 one.
are they real?
They are not real. Let me see.
Because I could probably tell by feel.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's the good old
Monopoly money.
right? So when you come in here and you look and then you pull out 100, if you pull out a $100 bill, that means that you get to ask me the question. So you can pick whatever bucket you want. And then you
I
ask
like
me
that.
one. But if you pull out a 50, then that means that I can ask you the question.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it.
So here we go.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
1-0 so far.
Oh,
You
no.
can leave it right here. Okay, so are you ready?
No.
I love the honesty. I love the honesty. Okay, what is one piece of advice you'd give to someone starting out in your career or business? That's not too difficult.
No,
You
that's
can-
not too bad. That would be probably to always have the customer's best interest in mind, no matter what. The client, whatever is best for them. In my profession and the places I've worked for, the financial institutions, we've never been one that you have to have so many services with us.
Okay.
We want you to have the services that fit you best. And
That's
that would
good.
be the number one, is to keep the client or the customer always in the forefront.
100% agree. That wasn't that hard, see?
She's still smiling.
Let's see if we get a...
Oh, please, I want 100. Ah, yay!
Okay, you get to choose whatever bucket.
Are they,
This one was just off the wall. This one is the would you rather. I shouldn't tell you because now you have more control over the interesting ones.
let's go off the wall.
Okay.
Okay, Ruben. What's your favorite productivity hack for entrepreneurs? Ooh.
You know what? That's not actually, I love that one because in college, the best decision that I made to keep me accountable was implementing my to-do list. And it was an app that I just downloaded. And it helped me so much because it kept my reputation intact, and then it also kept my accountability for myself intact.
Wow.
So I constantly, even to this day, since college, I have a to-do list of my apps, and then every single day, I'll date them. I'll put them in categories, right? There'll be chamber, there'll be family, different categories, and then that way, if I had a meeting with you, and my homework to-do list was to follow up about blah blah blah, I would put it on my to-dos and then date it for whatever it is that would be conducive to like our next meeting. that was a game changer for my my journey in business and entrepreneurship.
Cool.
For sure.
That's a very good one.
Yeah, I like that one. Okay,
We're going to do this again?
we're like at least 10 times.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just kidding. Maybe 1, 2, 3.
Uh-oh.
We'll do 2 more. 2 more.
Uh-oh.
Wait, did you just pull 3?
No, I've just been putting them right here. Am I supposed to put them back?
So that one, you just pulled this one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you pulled 3 at the same time.
You want to put them back so I have more choices
That
next
is
time?
a good idea, yeah. Okay. Off the wall or, I kind of want to do Would You Rather today.
Oh, okay.
Those ones are fun. All right, Miss Linda, would you rather spend the day with your favorite athlete or your favorite movie star? Do you watch sports?
I do.
What sports do you watch?
Football.
Okay.
And I would say my favorite athlete, but he's doing so bad, Justin Herbert, this year.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Charger fan.
Well, I need to hang out with him for a little bit.
And I don't really know that I have a favorite movie star. I just kind of...
Is that because you were shunned of watching movies when you were younger? She's like, I only watched like 5 movies in my entire life. I don't
Okay, let's go back here. If I could spend a day with Robert Redford,
Oh, hey.
I
good.
would love that. I know that's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
But I would love spending time with Robert
What
Redford.
movie did you like him in, or what's
Oh,
your,
he's just been in so many that I can't even remember
there
right
was one
now.
where he was in prison. What was that? Oh, I don't remember. It was a really good movie.
Yeah.
But he does have a lot of good movies, and that is the oldie but goodie. Okay, let's do one more. One more?
Okay.
Okay. Maybe you'll get lucky. Get 100.
You don't want me to look.
Yeah, no cheating.
And I even didn't look.
You kept it even. We got 2 and 2. All right, would you rather or...
Let's do would you rather for you.
You're just reciprocating the love.
Yes. And I think you asked that question you asked me to
So
Robbie.
Robert, yeah.
Would you rather have to sew all your clothes or grow your own food?
Oh, dang. If I had to sew my own clothes, I would look ridiculous. So
Coat of many colors.
yeah, they'd be like, "What are you wearing?" I'd just be like, "It's art," because I couldn't figure it out. I don't think I could sew or have the patience. That's a lot of patience.
It is.
and that's a lot to. Yeah, no, I probably would figure out how to do the gardening. Yeah, that would be for sure. Would you do the same, or would you sew?
No, I probably would do neither.
Like I give up. Nope, not
Nope,
doing them.
nope. Well, I used to sew when my kids were little. I could sew, but now I don't even have a sewing machine. So
Oh yeah, I mean there's at least the machines maybe would speed it up now, but I still would be probably frustrated on
yeah, I
figuring
can't
out-
see you sewing.
dimensions and no, there's no way. I would just wrap myself in a blanket and call it a day, or Adam and Eve and find a bush or whatever it is to go around. Yeah, definitely the gardening for sure. You sure you don't want to do one more? You might win and guess me another question.
Nah, I'm good.
That was a good way to make it even. That way you don't feel like you had to do all the questions. That worked out because you asked
Yeah,
2, I asked 2.
that worked out really good. That was a great.
Is there anything that's going on in the HCN Bank world that you kind of want to shed light on? Maybe there's, I don't know, some services or programs or different home loans or anything that you feel like people could take advantage of?
Well, as far as HCN Bank, basically we are a commercial bank, so we don't do home loans
Okay.
and we don't do, car loans and things like that. We have consumer products, but we don't do lending so much, and that's why we are now the number one, and have been for some time, the number one bank in California in overall safety and soundness. We're number 12 nationwide.
Nice.
So we can provide services, almost anything that a big bank can do, we can do. It's just the difference is the customer service, and a person that banks with me, a business, has me
Yeah.
as their private banker. So I am available 24/7, pretty much. I do have to say I cut my phone off at 10 o'clock, but other than that, I'm pretty much available
So almost
24/7.
24/7.
Almost 24/7. Yeah. So we just provide the excellent customer service is the main thing, and try to put people in products that fit their needs.
Yeah. Instead of forcing things
instead
that
of
they
forcing
may
them.
not
Because
need.
we now have a new Freedom Business checking account for those people that have low activities, don't do a lot, and can't maintain the $1,500 minimum balance with, so it has zero service fees and zero
That's nice.
minimum balance required. So that's pretty good.
Okay. Last but not least, is there any quote or anything that you, or even a person that you feel inspired by? Maybe, because I know growing up, if there's something that really resonated within you as a quote, maybe even a scripture, or if it was a person that kind of just spearheaded.
Well, does it need to be a famous person?
No, not at
Because
all.
my mentor and the person that really got me on the right path was my first boss, Betty Blevins. And she got me when I was at American Baptist Credit Union, and she really mentored me and made me grow into what I am today.
Nice.
And I always think of her as, if it hadn't been for her pushing me and showing me what I could do. Because I'm one of these kids that didn't have a formal education. I had high school, but I didn't go to college. I did one semester in college and then went on to work. And so I was able to get to the level I am as a professional without a big college education
That's
because of
amazing.
her.
Wow, that's cool. Well, that's awesome.
And
that
then
she
my
was there
favorite
for you.
scripture would be, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens
Strengthens
me.
Yeah. Philippians 4.
Don't even ask me that.
That's Philippians something. That is a good scripture for sure. Is there any announcements that you have that you want to shed light on? Maybe anything coming up in the next few months? Because I mean, if there's stuff going on at the Boys and Girls Club, Rotary, anything that you want to
Of course, I mentioned Student of the Month is
Right.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Beaumont Chamber Breakfast is Friday. The Banning Chamber Breakfast is Wednesday. So I'll do your announcements for you too.
Nice.
We have an exciting state of the county coming up with the supervisor on March the 8th. So
There's a lot.
there's a lot. Calamasa Chamber. I work Banning, Beaumont, Calamasa, Yucaipa.
Okay.
I work all those communities, and now I have some customers in Redlands as well. So
Nice.
branching out.
Okay, cool.
Could I say briefly, though, the reason for the name change? People think that the bank was bought out. We were not. We strictly had a name change from the Bank of Hemet to
Okay.
HCN Bank because we are nationwide. We do nationwide lending. We have nationwide customers. We're all over California, so that's Hemet, California, nationwide.
Nice. That is good because I'm sure there was people that.
Everybody still asks how the new bank is doing, and
Okay.
it's all the same. Nothing
Nice.
has changed.
Not sold out.
No.
Well, thank you so much, Linda, for being here. I
Thank
really
you for asking
appreciate you and all that you do for our community. There was no hesitation when we wanted to do the second episode with you because of how much you are involved in, and you could tell just by your passion and what you do here in the community that you care about anything from the youth all the way to adults to everything that you can be a part of.
Yes.
So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you
my pleasure.
for watching today. That's wrapping up our second episode with Linda Hanley, and we're excited for the next one. And thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right.
God bless you. See, that wasn't so bad.
Right? You're all right.
28-31.
31?
28-31.
Oh, that's not bad because I think Rob it was cool. That light definitely helped because I got the how in Toastmasters you have the green, yellow, red.
Right.
That was his way of saying, okay, you need to wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
But did the light come in on the camera or no? Okay, cool. Because it's not that bright.